Alright, we're going to be taking a look at the heat race here at Anaheim 2. Coming off of third place in San Diego, hoping for a better result tonight. Got to start it off with a strong heat race. If you're wondering why I'm all the way on the outside, it's because we do inverted leaderboard orders. So I'm the highest up on the leaderboard in this heat race, so I'm going to start in the very outside. You can see a little bit of chaos, almost get cross jump there on section 1, but we kind of fall in line here to go on off the table in the second rhythm. Big like single out that you got to do, slow down before this whoop section, and the little 353 tape or wheelie tap section afterwards. We're giving people trouble all night, so we kind of settle ourselves into fifth here. Line of racers: KTM, Kawasaki, Honda, Husqvarna in front of us, and we're riding for the Gas team. So let's chop some wood, try to get 3 for 3 on heat race victories. You can see Popular, who we were battling with last week up there on the Honda, he just aired out that single wall jump. If you're able to find a way to do that consistently without getting a really bad landing, then it's pretty solid. You can see that inside line that the Cowie just took. It's really not a good racing line. Everyone's going to want to go outside there. So everyone kind of falling in line here, trying to not follow behind anyone, so I'm shuffling all the way to the right side of the track here. Trying to make a pass for the lead up there, but the Cowie messes up in the whoops. I'm down the right side of the whoops. I had the best drive of anyone here. Passed 2 people up the inside of the Husqvarna, trying not to be too aggressive. Need enough speed to clear that triple. Made it happen. Now we're going to cut down. I think the Husky is being a little nice to us. This outside is the preferred line. He's going to go inside, so we're going to speed around into second place. So just like last week, now we have Popular versus Pancake. Battle of the Peas. He cases that a little bit, so we're already making up a bit of time here. And short heat races in this one, only 6 minutes plus 1 lap. So you got to make your moves and make them definitively, do it quick. Already just about on Popular's sound radar there. We probably will be after this corner. Making our way through this section, on off the table, triple. I guess you could call that a triple, and then single into the corner. Little mistake from me, so we're going to lose a little bit of time. Barely tapped the top of that 5-footer, so we're still good. Got to be a little defensive though, because this is a good lap from Nuked Ice Cream behind us on the Husky. Remember, he made his way through the pack just like we did in last week's main event. Personal best lap time, not overall best though, because that probably belongs to the Honda out front. We'll see what we can do. It looks like he bogged. Little mistake. Had the RPMs too high coming off of the end of that single and bogged. Probably overjumped a little bit. Now we're right on him. Kind of got to shuffle in line for this section again, because you got to go outside and triple. That's just a way faster way to go about it. I'm anticipating him to get not the best run because of his exit on berm there, but he actually makes it happen. Still right there though. Want to be close enough to apply the pressure, but not too close, because you don't want to get collectively mistake. Jump long on the triple there so that we can take a really quick single. Boom, made it happen. Triple all the way over. We're on the inside here. Popular fighting us to the berm though. I didn't want to be too aggressive. I didn't know exactly what the situation would be, but we cut down here. That's going to set us up again for this outside. Somehow still an overall best lap time there, even though kind of we're in the midst of a battle. So gonna jump. Honda gets a good run. I did that without even like bogging, without anything, so all of a sudden he's right back on us. All that time we made up just gets eliminated immediately. But I'm going a little right here, so that way I can cut off the line, make it a weird entrance for him, so he kind of has to shut off. So we've secured P1. Trying to go 3 for 3 on heat race victories to start off this series. And we definitely want to be winning. We want to be winning as much as we can, set ourselves up with a good start for the main event. Into the whoop section here. It looks like a mistake from P2. But kind of an ugly exit of the whoops there, but we're still gonna make it happen. So firmly in P1 now. It's just about trying to go as fast as we can, get the fastest, try to get the faster heat. Just gonna be a little challenging because we didn't start up front, didn't really have clear track for most of it. But we're going to 14 minutes on the bottom right. When that timer reaches 14, we'll have 1 lap to go. You can see down at the bottom center, we got my lap time. Every now and then on the left-hand side, you will see an update on sector times. Like after we round this berm and take this double, you're gonna see my sector 1 time. Boom, there it is, showing me my average lap as well, low 64. Honestly, we'll take that considering that we've had to come through the pack. Want that to be as close to 63 as we can, though. Still not the greatest run through the whoops there, but making it happen. You can see the Husky has moved into second, Honda third, another Husky in fourth there. That's the Venom Fallacy from last week's race, who is riding pretty good up in the podium spots. If you see all the gooses to the side of the track over there, that's because the people in Heat 2 are actually in the lobby with us, but they're just up in the stands giving us some commentary. So it kind of makes it a fun, interactive event. Kind of unlike some other moto esports, like sim or bikes, where you kind of have maybe teams or friends in separate Discord calls. We're all in the same call with each other, which, as you can imagine, can be distracting if someone decides to not be very happy, which kind of happened last week. We had some yelling and some controversy about people shouldn't be yelling so much, but it is what it is. So we're gonna round this final section here, Supercross triple double. Tough to take the inside here because it's a little step up double, but we take the heat race victory there. It ended up being just slightly slower than heat number 2. So we're gonna get second gate selection, which you'll see in just a moment. I lined up third from the inside, and we're gonna go check out how the main event went. Alright, main event time here at round number 3, Anaheim 2. You can see me with the flaming helmet lined up third from the inside, left-hander first turn sweeper this week. Rest of the field lined up there. You see KTM all the way on the outside. Little track rundown after that heat race. On the start, this section is a lot slower than in the actual racing because you kind of got a wheel tap, the 353 here, come through double single. No one's going to have the speed to triple this. You're going to see an interesting interaction take place here on this turn. There is an inside line. It's not very fast, but it is an option, especially off the start. Whoop section and the 353 after it, probably the most treacherous part of the track. This Supercross triple can catch you out. It's very steep on the landing. If you come up short, that can be bad news. Finish line, jump straight forward. Option selection here, inside, outside. Little wall double here that you got to let off for, unless you're a Honda racer, and then you just full blast it, I guess. Inside, outside option here, inside, outside option here. You're going to see some combinations of things throughout the race, and a little bit of a different takeoff here is going to affect the suspension slightly differently on the right-hand side. Everyone going wide to triple, and then double here across the start straight, and then double again across the start straight. That's what the track looks like here in Halo for Anaheim 2. Let's check out how the main event goes. Like we said, we are lined up third from the inside here, hoping to get a better start than last week when we were off the goose. Let's see what happens. So a decent jump there. Everyone's really loud. Sorry if I'm yelling. The Cowie on my inside goes to the berm there, which I was not expecting. So we lose some time. And then Cowie's going right, Ducati's going right. I'm landing on people. And we end up about 8th or 9th, I want to say. case the rhythm section. Triumph lands on us. Cowie's up the inside. I case the Supercross triple somehow. Lap 1 is going really well. And we cross in 13th? I think we cross in 13th, next to our friend here from last week on the Honda. So, yeah, 2 weekends in a row, 2 Fridays in a row of really, really bad opening laps. And you got to fix that if you want to win these races. You also don't want to go 50-50 on the rut like that Husky just did. We're going to turn down early and get 3 passes because, you know, everyone wants to run into each other, I guess. The Yamaha cased, everyone ran into him. So, not the best, but not the worst. Somehow we have overall best Sector 1 time, passing like 5 people. So through the rhythm section here, let's see what we can do. We have a Ducati Cowie in front of us. We want to minimize the damage here in the opening phases of the race. We are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we're in 9th right now. Oh, the Honda over there went down again. Not great. All right. What's the mentality in this situation? Well, same as last week. Try to make moves early as you can. We're not too far off the lead. It's the Suzuki, no lumbar support, and the other Ducati racer, Oscar Wiggins, I believe, up front. We're within a section, but we're going to have to make some passes, and so you just got to be as strategic as possible. Again, like most Halo races, everyone's found a line that they want to take. There are ways to make up time. We can land stuff cleaner. You can take some extra risk, like I'm doing here, going to the inside. So good run right there. Again, this is a dangerous corner. I feel like people were kind of calling the bluff and willing to rail around the outside. But it turns into me cutting down, taking this outside. Again, overall best lap time, which is kind of surprising considering like the position we're at on track, but not too bad, not too bad. I mean, the start was bad. The start was horrible. You know, I don't know why certain decisions were made by other people. You can't really control that. And then, you know, get cross-jumped by everyone, trying to not run into everybody else. It's just a nightmare. I definitely wanted to take this berm we're heading into on the first lap, but I thought we would just kind of tuck to the inside and make it out around like top 5 area and close to the leaders, and that would have been good, but that's not what happened. So now we got to make some passes. Behind a KTM, behind a Cowie, not a great run through the whoops there, kind of a case. Close off the exit. The Honda up in front of us made a mistake. But we got a battle on our hands here. I'm going to push left because I still want to take this outside, which is a little risky. But make it happen. Little case on the wall jump there. But look, we got 4 racers right in front of us here. There's a battle up there for second. So if we can get around this group of racers here, it kind of looks cool with all the different factory colors going on. Everyone shuffling to the outside here. This is the beautiful part of Halo racing that you sometimes don't get in those other games like Sim and Bikes. Is you actually get this like kind of line of racers. I thought for sure someone was going to case here. We get a better rhythm than the KTM. The Ducati messes up. So boom, we're here. We're battling for 5th. That's good. So we can at least make it up to 3rd, it seems like, at this point. Cutting down on the Ducati. He's going to do the same thing that we did before, kind of jumping to the outside. Fair play. I go inside here, and he also like cuts right. I don't know. I mean, it's a racing incident, but also I felt some type of way about it in the moment because it was like, well, I mean, you're already slow. Why are you cutting inside? So we get passed again by the Honda here. So little mental reset. Nice move up the inside, kind of steals some of the speed there. but we got to go to work, surrender the position here. Again, we're kind of falling back in line, so can't just exactly do whatever we want to. Got to be careful there that we don't get taken out. But we're set up for the inside here, going into the whoops again, which is good. Let's see if we can get a run. Solid run, nice. So clean pass on the other Honda racer there, Javelston. And we're back up to Oscar Wiggins once again. Is it ironic that Oscar Wiggins here is riding for the fake Ducati team, which is now what Justin Barcia rides on? Let the peanut gallery decide, but definitely the Barcia-Anderson type in our version of the sport, where they're going to race you hard. They're not going to be a free pass, especially if you're one of the top guys. So, got to be smart about the way that we pass. And this has never happened to me in all the laps I did of practice. Come up short on the last triple. Sometimes you come up short on the last triple, but it's just a little bounce. That one, because we returned a particular way, was way more unfortunate. Now we've lost a whole section again. Back behind the Honda where we were before. So this is very much an accordion type of race. You can see the triumph of Le Jefe has moved into the lead. Trying to go back to back, make it 2 in a row. Same battle up front as last week with Le Jefe and no lumbar support. And that's the battle that we want to be part of, but we have not been able to, because we're back here. So you got to do what you got to do, make the most of the ride. You know, especially if every single race counted for points in our series, it would matter even more. We do a special point system. It's 25, 22, 20, like the old AMA Supercross system. See, like right there, like, oh, why did I get a better takeoff that time? I wish I could have gotten that landing last lap, and then we wouldn't be in this situation, but can't change it now. So our point system is very similar to AMA Supercross. Don't hit the top of the 5-footer there, little mistake. Not the cleanest race. This is one that you'd like to forget, especially because I felt really solid on this track. But we still have half of a race to go. We can't just throw in the towel now, so we'll see what we can make out of it. But yeah, it's taken me a long time to get here, but what I was saying about points is that we take your best 12 races. So your best 12 finishes are going to be what go to the championship, and the team standings and all of that at the end of the season. Which is good because you can have some more or less throwaway races. But as few throwaway races as you can get is what we would like. I mean, if I had it my way, I would just win 12 in a row, call it a day. And then we can have as many throwaway races as we want. Yeah, I was just not getting the whoop runs that I was getting in practice on this track, which can be a big difference. That's going to save you 3-4 tenths just by getting it clean. So, if anything, we've lost time to the Husky Ducati Honda trio in front of us. You can see the Kawasaki Camo-nized there in 4th with a good run. Remember, he had the moment at the beginning of the race where he went to the berm. I wasn't expecting him to go to the berm, caused a bunch of chaos, landed on him. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know how much you do different moving forward. It's the way that the cards were dealt to us. You know, I was lined up 3rd from the inside. I'm never really the type that wants to super hard cut off the inside line and push people into the bales, you know. So I don't, you know, that's not really the solution. I think lining up 3rd from the inside was a fine decision. It just didn't work out for us on this particular occasion, so let's try to do something about it. that outside carries a lot of speed. You got to be careful when you check up here. Depending on how far up the RPMs you are, if you let off and then you're very low on the RPMs or very low sound, you'll get a better takeoff from that kind of double wall jump that we have going on there. But if you're high up in the RPMs, you might get the Ronnie Mac boner air, which is obviously going to hinder the amount of speed you can carry off of the landing and into the next corner. So kind of go slow to go fast situation there. Up front, or up ahead of us, well, you can see a mistake there at the end of the rhythm section from the Honda. We're going to be up the inside, hopefully with a good enough whoop run here. Kind of triple out of the whoops. Again, trying to play it real safe with people here, attach ourselves, but not hurt anybody else's race. I tried to go outside here and just make a play, and it didn't really work out for us. I was wondering if he thought maybe I would cut underneath, so I tried to play the mind game and go around the outside, but he did a good job of shutting off access. But here, up the inside really fast. Good example of what I was just talking about, going slow at first, and then I think Jabbleston on the Honda there went over the berm or into that canister next to us on the left there. Maybe tried to rail that berm a little too hard. So if we look down at the bottom right, we got about 8 minutes plus a lap to go. We're 2 sections down off of the lead. We're a section and a half off of third. Podium, there you see the green at the top right. He was going through the whoops. Save for a big mistake, podium is probably off the table, which is never what you want. Still a battle going on for the lead over there. Again, just some bad runs on that at the end of the whoop section there. But 4th place, just like knowing my speed and knowing the strength that I have, the mental strength at the end of the race, I feel like P4 is still obtainable here. But we still got some wood to chop because we're about, 6 to 8 seconds down. Maybe that's too much. Maybe about 5 seconds. Yeah, 6. I don't know. It's a decent amount. We're almost a full section off of that Husky, but let's see what we can do. Suzuki's moved back into the lead, if you notice that. It's tough for me as a racer and as a competitor to see those battles going on up there and to see the Kawasaki creeping in on those guys, because I feel like I should be able to do the same thing. But, the RCs and the Villapotos and the Stewarts, they've had their early season trouble and still made it happen. So looking to emulate some of that. Finally get the line that I want out of that whoop section into the turn. So I feel like with 7 minutes to go, I'm finally doing stuff on track. As you can see, 63.5, pretty solid, pretty solid lap. I don't know what the fastest lap someone ran was. I'm wondering if anyone creeped into the 62s. And if that's the case, then they might have just had a little more pace than what we had on this track. Maybe there was a selection of options of lines, especially through that sand, that would have been a little bit better. Looks like Suzuki up front had a pretty heater lap too, so maybe he ended up with the hottest lap in this one. But all I'm thinking about is just forward, forward, forward. Hit your laps. We can't afford another mistake at this point, especially not a big one. There are more racers behind us, but P6 is kind of just like unacceptable, in my opinion, for the standard that I hold myself to. P4, I feel like, is the same thing, but at least that's better than P6. More points. You can see the Triumph of Le Jefe must have made a mistake at some point. Maybe went through the front door, messed up the section after the whoops. To lose that much time, that's what I have to imagine. Or maybe case the Supercross triple. So the Suzuki is out front very comfortably now. And there's a battle for P2 and a battle for 4th place up here that we're trying to get into. You can see the announcer man just said 5 minutes remaining. Good lap from us there. I'm kind of like, again, like always, kind of tracking with the leader's pace, seeing what we got going on. That was a pretty solid lap from us. There you go, overall best Sector 1 time, so we had the best first half of the lap there of anyone in the race so far. I don't know if we turn that into the best overall time. Let's see how this whoop run goes. Decent start. Double. Yeah, this is a pretty solid lap. I don't know if this was the fastest lap. Let's see. Cutting down early. Definitely making up some time on the two riders in front of us. Not the best exit there. Okay, so personal best, 63.1. That's actually, I think, pace-wise, in a real race setting, probably the best that I had done all week. So someone has a better 63.1 or even lower than that, 63 flat, 62.9, which is very impressive. That's a scary section because you have like people taking a berm like right next to each other on different parts of the track. First, second, third getting a little closer. We're definitely chopping wood to get up to this fourth place battle. That's the Venom Fallacy on the Husky and Oscar Wiggins on the Ducati. I definitely felt some type of way about how I was getting raced by the Ducati. Scary there, wheel tap out of the whoops. It wasn't dirty. I didn't feel like I owed him one or anything, but it was definitely, he was working hard to keep us behind him, as you should, but that's not what I want when I'm trying to make my way up. So I was definitely motivated, driven to get up past these guys, make the pass stick. So we'll see if we're able to do that. 3 minutes, the clock has ticked down very quickly. See, those guys are going right in that first part of the sand, little like wheel tap thing. I'm tripling all the way in. I think if you triple like I did, I didn't even get it the best there, but I think it is still faster even if you case just a little bit. Definitely on the sound radar for our friend Oscar Wiggins here on the Ducati now. Entering the berm early, cutting down, don't want to follow just in case he makes a mistake. He's cutting right, doesn't want to leave the inside open. We're going to be better set up for the whoops here, so I start moving right just in case he gets a bad run. We get a nice whoop run. But at the last second, back out of the challenge because the beginning part of that berm is much smoother, so now we're side by side. I kind of fake like I'm going to go cut down, same thing as happened last time, but I go around the outside, good move. Battling hard on the outside there. He overjumps the double. Finally make the pass stick. That was a nice little battle there for about a half a lap. Happy that I got that one done. It was a nice move there to go wide like we're going to cut down before the finish, but then rail it around the outside. So now we're in P5. Best we can do, aside from a massive mistake up front, is P4. So that's what we're going to go for. Always pushing to the next rider ahead. Great ride. 2 weeks in a row for the Venom Fallacy. Maybe he's figured some stuff out there on the Husqvarna. I had mentioned last time that in the San Diego race, which is going to come out, believe it or not, the San Diego race will be out, the A2 race will be out. But I had mentioned that the Venom Fallacy on the Husky in front of us, he's got a lot of speed, but kind of prone to some mistakes. His famous move is flying over the back of 180-degree berms. Little mistake there. He did the same thing Oscar Wiggins did last lap, went long on the double, so all of a sudden we're right there. He's going outside in the sand, I'm going inside. Let's see how it works out. I think we made up a little bit of time there. And compared to the leader, we've made up a slight amount of time, but I mean, that's like kind of copium bench racing at that point, because it's like we're not up there to battle, so it doesn't really matter. But we are here to battle. The Venom Fallacy, he exists in real life. As we're making up the time here, almost getting to the back of him on that single out. But Venom and I went to the Anaheim 1 opener in real life together. He had an extra ticket, so I took him up on it. I'm going to be there tomorrow at Anaheim 2. That one I'm just going by myself. Good landing for us there. 63.4 on that lap, strong. He goes way outside here, and then thinks better of it, comes back to the inside. Kind of a scary little moment there, but we were ready for it. I know I'm fast here if I can get a good landing on the triple. So let's see how this works out. He's going to have the speed around the outside, so I reset. I was scared that I cut it in too much there, so I could recorrect it at the last moment, but we're right here applying the pressure. I know where my spot has been all race, which is setting up for after the whoops. Gonna go wide here, cut in, a little faster on that berm there, just carrying more speed. Triple downside, triple into the face. We're right up the inside. Good battle here, nice and clean. I'm gonna get a better run through the end of the whoops there, double out. I gave him a little honk there because I wanted to let him know, like, hey, I'm going for it. I'm making the move happen. Just in case he wanted to fight me to the berm, I was trying to let him know I'm going for it. Kind of a similar situation to if you're, you know, you're on the rev limiter going into the corner. You're trying to let someone know, hey, I'm about to be there, or scare him. That wasn't really my intention to scare him, though. I just wanted to let him know, hey, I'm going for it. So right before white flag, we're on the final lap now. We made that pass for 4th, which is solid. See our teammate over there on the left. Put a little bit of time into the leader, but again, we're not up there with the leader, so doesn't matter much. You can see a mistake there from the Triumph on the very last lap is going to allow the Kawasaki to come all the way back to P2. It looks like that was a pretty massive mistake, like maybe a mistake followed by just like the defeat of the mistake, and then a couple more mistakes in the rhythm section. So there on the bottom right, you can see 21, no lumbar support on the Suzuki, takes the win. Cam in second on the Cowie, Triumph in third, and we're going to cross the line here in P4. Kind of a crazy opening part of the race there. A little courtesy honk there from the Venom Fallacy telling us good race. You know, depends on what your definition of success is, right? I think my motivation racing, coming back to racing, is I want to do the very best that I can with whatever situation is granted. Sometimes you make your own luck, and maybe I got to be a little bit more assertive and aggressive on those opening few corners, because it kind of just feels like people are doing whatever they please. So maybe we got to factor that in a little bit more than we have. But we ended up getting 4th. You can see there's a missing goose there, which belongs to Le Jefe over here. So we end up P4. Good ride from our teammate, Derpzilla. Did not get lapped, so great ride for the rookie there. And we're going to find ourselves... it's going to be close up at the front. I think we're going to be 3 points off the lead, 3 or 4, and it's all going to be really tight in the top 3 for points. Probably everyone within 5 or 6 points. So that's how Anaheim 2 went here in the Halo replica series. Hope you guys enjoyed that one and the commentary. Hopefully some fun battles and some fun moments for you there. And I'm hoping to give you guys a winning POV next week when we go to round 4. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one.